Have you noticed how often India's name comes up these days in Washington and Ottawa? For years, India was seen as a rising power but not the center of attention. Yet now, both America and Canada are finding themselves in a position where they simply cannot ignore India anymore. The big question is, why? What has changed? Why is India suddenly too important for North America to look past? Well, the answer is simple. India has become a country that's no longer optional for the West. It's necessary. And today, we're going to break down exactly why America and Canada cannot ignore India anymore. Let's begin with the size and growth. India isn't just another developing country. It's the world's most populated nation now, with more than 1.4 billion people. That's not just numbers. That's a massive workforce, a massive consumer base, and a massive influence on global economics. For America and Canada, whose economies thrive on trade and partnerships, ignoring India would mean ignoring one of the biggest growth stories of this century. No serious power can afford to do that. But it's not just about people, it's about performance. India's economy is one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. While many Western countries are struggling with slow growth, India has been clocking in numbers that make investors and governments pay attention. Technology, services, manufacturing, startups, you name it, India is expanding. If you're sitting in Washington or Ottawa, you realize quickly that being left out of India's economic boom is not an option. That's why you see more and more trade talks, investment deals, and corporate partnerships being announced with India at the center. Then there's the geopolitical angle. America and Canada are both looking at the world with one major rival in mind, China. Containing China's rise, balancing its power, and protecting Western interests in Asia are top priorities. And who is the only country in Asia with the size, the population, the economy, and the military strength to balance China? That's right, India. No other Asian country comes close. For Washington, India is the natural counterweight to Beijing. And for Ottawa, aligning with America's strategy means also recognizing India as essential in the balance of power. Ignoring India in this moment would basically mean handing more influence to China. And that's something neither the US nor Canada can risk. Now let's talk about defense and security. India has been modernizing its military at a rapid pace. It already has one of the world's largest armed forces and is a nuclear power. It controls strategic points in the Indian Ocean that are critical for global trade routes. The United States and Canada both know that in any future conflict in Asia, India's cooperation will be crucial. Whether it's about keeping sea lanes open, fighting terrorism, or balancing China's naval ambitions, India's role is unavoidable. That's why you see America selling more defense technology to India, conducting joint exercises, and strengthening military ties like never before. Energy and resources are another big reason both the US and Canada rely heavily on global energy markets. India, as one of the world's largest energy consumers, plays a huge role in shaping demand and supply. At the same time, India is investing in green energy, nuclear energy, and new technologies that will define the future. By partnering with India, America, and Canada, ensure they have a say in the future of energy security and climate strategies. Ignoring India would mean ignoring. There's also the cultural and political influence. Millions of Indians live in North America. The Indian diaspora is among the most successful immigrant groups in both the US and Canada. From Silicon Valley CEOs to Canadian cabinet ministers, people of Indian origin are making an outsized impact. That community creates natural bridges between India and North America. Politicians in Washington and Ottawa understand that engaging India is also about engaging their own citizens. Now, let's flip the question for a second. Why can't India ignore America and Canada? Because the relationship is two-way. India wants investment, technology, defense cooperation, and a strong voice on the world stage. America and Canada want trade, security partnerships, and allies in their global strategy. The relationship has become one of necessity, not choice. And when two sides need each other, ignoring one another becomes impossible. Another point is global leadership. The world today is multipolar. That means no single country dominates everything. Power is spread out and coalitions matter more than ever. If the US and Canada want to maintain influence globally, they need to work with countries like India. India is already playing a bigger role in the G20, in the Quad alliance with Japan, Australia, and the US, and in global supply chains. To stay relevant, Western powers must keep India close. There's also the Russia factor. America and Canada have sanctioned Russia heavily because of Ukraine, but India continues to buy Russian oil and weapons. This creates tension, but it also makes India an important player. Washington and Ottawa know they can't dictate terms to India the way they can with smaller countries. Instead, they have to negotiate and engage. Ignoring India would mean losing even the chance to influence its decisions. Looking forward, the importance of India will only grow. By 2030, India is expected to be the third largest economy in the world. Its middle class is expanding rapidly, its technology sector is booming, and its global influence is rising. For America and Canada, being aligned with India isn't just a smart move, it's a survival move in the global competition. So the truth is, America and Canada cannot ignore India anymore, because India is no longer just a regional power. It's a global player. Its economy, its population, its military, and its strategic position make it essential to Western strategy. Whether it's about countering China, securing trade, diversifying energy, or building future technology, India is at the center of the conversation. The relationship will have ups and downs. There will be disagreements, like India's ties with Russia or trade disputes. But at the end of the day, Washington and Ottawa know that leaving India out of their plans is simply not an option. Ignoring India now would be like ignoring China 20 years ago, a mistake that no one wants to repeat. So the next time you hear about new trade deals, joint military drills, or diplomatic visits between North America and India, remember this: it's not just about friendship or goodwill, it's about necessity. America and Canada cannot ignore India anymore because India has become too big, too powerful, and important in shaping the future of the world.